Hello everyone, my name is Molly Quinn. I am an assistant librarian here at the Fayetteville Public Library. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Science with Molly. Today I am in the teen project room. Some of you probably, once we are able to have in-person programming again, will actually do some programming in this room. It is right next to our teen library. If you have not come and check it out, please come and do that because it's a pretty cool space. But today we're in this teen project room and we're going to have a lot of fun. I was reading a book from our juvenile fiction section, and it is called Freya and Zeus, and it is by Emily Butler. It is about a couple of animals and they are stowaways on a hot air balloon ride, and they go on an adventure, and it's a very cute book. And if you want to check it out and read it for yourself, feel free to come into the library and get yourself a copy. But it got me thinking, how do hot air balloons work? Right? It got me thinking, how do they fly off the ground? So today we are going to actually do a science demonstration to show you how hot air balloons work and how hot air balloons go off the ground. Okay? Are you ready? Fantastic. You will need a couple of supplies for this science demonstration. The first supply that you will need is a plastic water bottle. The second supply that you will use is a water balloon. I found that water balloons worked a lot better than regular sized balloons because they filled with air quicker than the regular sized balloons. Next, you will need a container of cold ice water and a container of warm water. Now, this water does not need to be hot, does not need to be boiling by any stretch. It should just be warm tap water. The water that you get from the tap will be plenty hot. When we get going, the first thing you'll want to do is actually blow up your water balloon once or twice and let the air out. This is a good way to get the balloon stretched out so that it works better. Once you have blown up your water balloon, fit the balloon on top of the plastic bottle so that it is on the very lip of the plastic bottle. Now that you have fitted the balloon on top of your water bottle, dip the balloon in the warm water and see what happens. What happened? The balloon filled up with air. Now if you bring it over to the cold water, see what happens. Oh, the balloon is now deflated. The great thing about this science demonstration is you can do it over and over and over again, and it will work every time. You just need to make sure that the water is either warm or it is cold. I hope you had fun with that science demonstration. We have to now question, what's going on? Why is it that the balloon is filling up with air whenever we put it in the warm water, and it is shrinking or deflating whenever we put it in the cold, icy water? Well, we don't think about it a lot because air is all around us, but air takes up space, and hot air takes up a lot more space than cold air. You know when it's a summer's day and it's really, really, really hot and you're sweating, oh, and you're so hot, you don't really want to hug right then, right? Because it's too hot and too sweaty. Well, air molecules, or the little itty bitty bitty microscopic pieces that make up air, are the same way. Whenever it is really hot, they'll spread out and they'll rise up off the ground. And then think back to when it was really, really cold a couple of weeks ago. Oh, it was so cold and you were shivering. You wanted a hug, didn't you? You wanted to be close to maybe to your mom or dad or caregiver, didn't you? Well, air molecules are the same way. Whenever it gets really cold, they'll come together and they'll actually go down to the ground. So, hot air spreads out and rises, and cold air comes together and shrinks and they go down. Okay? So that's why hot air takes up a lot more space than cold air. And that's why we see whenever the balloon was in the hot water, it took up a lot more space. And whenever it was in the cold water, it shrunk and it deflated the balloon. And that is how hot air balloons work. Whenever the person who's riding the hot air balloon wants the balloon to go up, they add hot air. So then the balloon grows and grows and grows and rises and rises and rises. But whenever they want it to come down, what they'll do is they'll add a little bit of cold air, and then the balloon will slowly come down. Isn't that cool? I hope that you enjoyed this science experiment today, and I cannot wait to see you again in the library. We are open our regular hours, so make sure you come by and see our brand new space. Until next time, friends, bye!